Hello and welcome to our panel discussion. I'd like to introduce you all to the panellists we have with us today. On my right we have Ian Collis from Harris Broadcast, Bob Rushby, Chief Technology Officer at Christie, and on my left we have Debbie Cook from Mood Media. What we're going to do today is have a roundtable discussion. We have a studio audience with us as well, which is good. And we're going to kick off today's discussion with some questions for the panellists, hopefully which will be of interest to everybody. One of the things we're looking at is the trends across the US and Europe. So I think I'm going to start with Ian and ask him what major trends do you see happening in the US and European markets, specifically with digital signage and digital out of home?
We're in a very interesting time, I think, for digital out of home, because I think it's generally agreed within the industry that we're at a point, potentially at a tipping point in terms it really comes of age. And some people have described it as, you know, the next wave, potentially the third wave of digital signage. And I think it's affecting many different verticals, many different applications. But of course, areas like retail are ones that are kind of a leading light in terms of the change and being a vanguard of that change, because there's clearly a lot of benefits in terms of reaching your audience in store, in terms of improving the experience, bringing people in store, and obviously ultimately trying to convert that footfall into cash or plastic, you know, out of the wallet into the register. So I think everybody's looking at digital signage with a new opportunity. They're looking at it with the benefit of hindsight of how not to do it.
Right, what's been done in the past?
What's been done in the past, and obviously with the advent of new technologies, there's opportunities now to push it forward and really to gain it as a mainstream part of a campaign for the brands and for the retailers themselves, in terms of, you know, making it as a fundamental part of their business plan and driving it as a business need, not just putting it on the side. You know, we'll put a television up in the corner.
So you're seeing people taking it much more seriously, you think?
Yeah, I think they're taking it as part of an inherent part of their business.
Right. Now, Mood Media are taking this whole sector really seriously. What sort of trends are you seeing?
I agree with Ian, actually, in terms of, I think one of the things we've found is a lot of retails, outlets, marketing departments have got a lot more collateral to use these days. With the advent of social media, they're on Twitter, Facebook, they're doing more promotions. We look at the content side of things, and the one thing that we've found is a change is that technology now is following content. I think in the past, it's been much more about, there's a bit of a space on a wall, we'll put a screen up, we'll put some content on there. It might have been their above the line TV ad, something, whatever they've got. Haven't really understood digital signage in the way that it's being understood today. So there's a lot more content there, and it's really, I think the similarity we're finding in the US, throughout Europe as well, is the content strategy is the biggest, the first and foremost, most important thing. They have all this content, don't necessarily all know how to harness it. So that's where we come into it, and we'll advise on, okay, this is what you could be doing, this is what you could put on your screens, how you can try and sell more product.
Now, of course, content is music to your ears, Bob, really, isn't it? As a Christie being a screen business, a projection and display business.
Content's absolutely vital. I mean, without good content, I mean, it's just a boring piece of real estate that your eyes will ignore. And you know, it's so important that good content be created. In fact, what our industry needs is, I think, more and more education for people who can create content. I think the schools of graphic design need to teach designing for out of home. I think traditional education is just wrong at the post-secondary level to do this. We need more and more creative people that can use visual media to get messages across for brands, for whatever purpose, in a special way. So I think that's an important trend that needs to happen. It hasn't happened yet.
Right.